world currently is, rather than actually people coming together to have those conversations to find middle ground, people becoming more and more staunchly opposed, even further and further apart.
And that's one of the things that I've mentioned before in another video or blog that I'd done, was about understanding the client speak, and it was called Your Blue Monster.
Yeah.
And that is the definition of it, exactly what you said. It is understanding what your definition of good and my definition of good, and then coming to an alignment. So I understand your definition of good, because it's no good me producing something for you when you've gone, oh, that's shit. And I've gone, isn't that amazing?
But it's amazing, at the moment, what we've got in the world currently is, rather than actually people coming together to have those conversations to find middle ground, people becoming more and more staunchly opposed, even further and further apart. And again, there's possibly a lot to be said around what's, the kind of the social media. So depending on what you're consuming on a day-to-day basis in terms of your news, whether you're going to alternative news sites or whether you're consuming it directly from, say, the BBC or from, other sort of print-based, papers, that have got editorial oversight. But if you're not, if you're going to other places, you're going to get a different skewed view potentially. I'm not say that's necessarily right or wrong, but it's just going to be different. And I guess if you're not consuming anything else, all it's going to do is move you in the direction of what it is that your readings sort of skew.
And you have to be very, you have to read a lot of everything with a pinch of salt, because underlying that there's also a narrative of what they, even though they're reporting on what they believe the facts are, there's also sometimes a narrative of what, okay, these are the facts, but this is what I want you to believe. In newspaper,
I think there's certainly that, because they've got their own agendas as well.
Yeah. I think, was it Denzel when he was doing that interview, and I'm not sure if I'm going to bastardize this or anything, but he said, if you don't read the news, you're not informed. And he said, if you do read the news, you're ill-informed. And it's just like, so what's the middle ground?
Exactly.
Is.
But and I'm not, because inevitably everything that we're fed goes through a number of layers of perception and belief systems and editorial oversights and all the rest of it before it actually kind of gets consumed by us. So if you're a particular expert in an area and you see a news story, quite often you view it and it's like, oh, I'm not too sure. It's either being oversimplified or it's wrong or something on those lines. But of course, if you're not an expert in that particular area, you take it as
gospel.
Yeah, and that's often not the case. But we've gotten off our subject a little bit. But
it's a good subject, though.
It is a good subject.